Amina's Voice by Hena, Chapter 11. What's that? Emily leans over to sniff in the direction of Sujin's lunch container. It smells really good. I almost drop my sandwich and stare in disbelief at Emily, who is sitting across from me next to Sujin. Now Emily likes Korean food all of a sudden? It's my mom's famous bulgogi, Sujin replies, barbecue beef. Even though I know it's impossible, she's acting like she's forgotten all about what we always refer to as the incident. That was the day Sujin brought kimchi in her lunch in third grade, and Emily and Julie pinched their noses and created a huge scene about how terrible it smelled. Can I try some? Emily asked. She waves her fork near Sujin's food a little too eagerly. Ever since she's become part of our wagon trail group, she's been sitting with us at lunch. I haven't said anything else about it to Sujin. She already knows what I think about her sudden friendliness toward Emily. I've dropped plenty of not too subtle hints about it. And either way, she's been acting like my opinion doesn't matter a whole lot. Sure. Sujin pushes the container toward Emily. This is so good. Amina, you should try this, Emily gushes between chews. I've tried it. I have it all the time when I go to Sujin's house. I don't add that it's one of the only Korean dishes I really like. I don't touch anything sour or pickled, cabbage, fried eggs, or the spicy red sauce. Emily pokes her fork into a baked chicken nugget that sits next to wilted green beans and an apple on her lunch tray. I wish my parents could cook like that. Doesn't your mom make those peanut butter cookies that you used to always bring in for class parties? I can't help asking. Those cookies are amazing, and I always used to look forward to them in elementary school until they banned any party snacks with peanuts. I thought she must be a great cook. No, I wish, Emily repeats. Those cookies are like one of the only things she knows how to make, so she bakes them all the time. I'm pretty sick of them. What do you guys eat then? Does your dad cook? Sujin asks. We have a lot of frozen stuff. My dad grills sometimes. My grandma used to live with us and she made really good Polish food, but Emily pauses and fumbles with her napkin. She died a few years ago. My mom and grandma didn't get along, so my mom never wanted to learn how to cook like her. Now we never get to eat those kinds of things anymore. That's really sad, Sujin says. My granddad lives with us. Yeah, that's really sad, I echo. Emily's life always seemed perfect to me, but now I wonder if maybe it isn't. After my grandma died, my mom went back to work full time. She works so much now that she doesn't have time for anything else. Emily's shoulders droop slightly. Sujin's eyebrows furrow. What does she do? She's a lawyer, and she says that she's so lucky to have her career back that she has to work extra hard. That's rough, Sujin sympathizes. My mom's a nurse, and we have the restaurant, so she's really busy too. But I'm lucky both my parents are really good cooks. I picture Mr. Park in the kitchen, chopping up huge amounts of vegetables. He always hands me a piece of red pepper or broccoli and asks me to test it for freshness. And then Mrs. Park says something about he should feed me butter instead to fatten me up. You can come over for dinner sometime if you want, Emily, Sujin adds. Really? Emily brightens instantly, her green eyes sparkling. Yeah, sure, Sujin is nonchalant. My parents love to cook for people. Thanks, Sujin. I feel the spark of jealousy again as Emily and Sujin compare stories about living with grandparents and annoying little sisters. I nibble on a carrot stick as Emily talks about how her dad owns his own construction business and Sujin shares her parents' challenges running their deli. It's happening. They're really becoming friends. I grip the side of the bench I'm sitting on so hard that my knuckles turn white. When did Sujin decide that Emily was better than not so bad? And when was she planning to tell me? After eating, we're free to go outside to the courtyard for the last 15 minutes of the lunch period. We walk together toward the big maple tree, which is Sujin's and my regular spot. Emily pauses in the shade of the tree. Okay, so I guess we'll see you later, I finally speak up. I want to be alone with Sujin, to see if it can be normal, like it always is when it's just the two of us. Things are all mixed up inside me, and I need some time to digest more than my lunch. Is it okay if I hang out with you guys? Emily arches her eyebrows. Sujin quickly glances at me, but either misreads my face or ignores it. Sure, she says. Great! Emily finds a spot to sit down on, pushes away leaves, and settles into the grass comfortably. There's something I want to ask you about, she starts to say. Yeah? Sujin asks. It's a little embarrassing. Emily yanks on some crabgrass and blushes. Then you don't have to ask us, I mutter. Maybe I'll just talk to you later, Emily says. She directs her words at Sujin and tilts her head toward me slightly. No, no, whatever you can say to me, you can say to Amina. She's totally cool, and you can trust her. Sujin looks at me with wide eyes. Right, Amina? Yeah, I mumble. Okay, Emily says, looking unsure. Sujin waits. Go on, she prods. I kind of like someone, Emily murmurs. She focuses on Sujin as she speaks. I work hard to suppress a groan. And, Sujin prompts. And I was wondering if you think he might like me. Emily's face turns pink as she speaks, and she giggles nervously. I glance at Sujin to see if she is as grossed out as me. But no, she seems fascinated. Not only is Emily taking up important break time, but she's talking about boys? Sujin and I never waste time talking about stuff like that. Boys are the last thing I need to worry about, especially since most of them are so annoying. Who is it? Sujin asks. She leans in to hear Emily better. I'm a little curious to know who has Emily acting so silly, but I try to act like I'm not. Well, he's in our social studies class. Emily is clearly enjoying the spotlight. And he's got blonde hair. Bradley? I burst out. Oh my god, you like Bradley? Ew, no way. Emily scrunches up one side of her face in disgust. Seriously, Amina? You're really guessing Bradley? Sujin scoffs. No, he was just the first blonde boy I could think of. We've been spending way too much time with him lately. It's Justin, Emily says in a whisper. And then she buries her face in her arm, like the Bollywood actresses always do when they're overreacting to a marriage proposal. I can see that, Sujin says. He's kind of cute. There's that word again. Puppies are cute. Babies are cute. But sixth grade boys? Yuck. I've known Justin since the first grade, and I will never forget the first time he spoke to me. We were sitting together along the wall with our legs sticking out in front of us. My white sandals were decorated with flowers and had little lights in them that glowed whenever I walked or banged my feet together. Look at that, Justin said, pointing toward my sandals. I thought he was appreciating the special light up quality of my shoes, until he added, You have grass growing on your legs. I was stunned. No, I don't, I retorted in a small voice. Yeah, you do. Look. Justin pointed to the fine dark hairs on my shins. My eyes welled up, and I didn't know what to say. So I sat in silence against the wall, swallowed up in my shame, waiting to go home. Since that day, I've always felt a bit gorilla-like around Justin and make it a habit to avoid him. Thankfully, he has never mentioned my hair or really talked to me again, but I have never forgotten it. 5 years later, Justin has a forest of his own growing on his legs and some fuzz on his upper lip. I picture his tousled, dirty blonde hair, dark blue eyes, and very long neck. Justin is the kind of boy who is always in a jersey and gets picked first for every team during gym class. I don't understand what is cute about him at all. So, do you think he likes me too? Emily asks Sujin. Maybe, Sujin answers. Have you ever even talked to him? I don't wonder if Sujin is pretending to be interested anymore. She is totally into the conversation. I lean in closer to look at her. Is she wearing lip gloss? We ride the same bus, and yesterday he asked me if I dropped my book. I didn't even have that book, so maybe he was trying to talk to me. Or maybe he really didn't know if you dropped the book, I point out. I want to talk about something else, anything else. Sujit and I haven't even had the chance to talk about the big-haired girl with the southern accent getting voted off The Voice. It was a huge shock, but I don't feel like talking about it in front of Emily. Then what happened? Sujin leans in closer to Emily as if she hadn't heard what I said. The two of them continued to chatter about what Justin said or didn't say to Emily, when he looked or didn't look at her, and what all of that could mean. I shred dried leaves and listen, watching the pile of brown bits grow in front of me, feeling invisible. The wind slowly picks up the leaf bits and carries them away. And I wonder if I slowly drifted off like them, would Sujin even notice?